real quick, my basic keys for playing Medic in a 6v6 competitive game. Heal everybody as much as possible. Stay alive and get to middle as fast as possible, healing the demo man as much as possible right out of the gates. That's pretty much the 3 keys right there. Because the demo man, needs to be able to sticky jump. He needs to have a good amount of health when he gets to the middle point. And, he's going to jump away from you quickly, so you just need to make sure that you get him as soon as possible. So I saw that soldier creeping up on me pretty quick. There's also a sniper long. I call for my scout to chase him down, and then I get inside the house as soon as possible. But the sniper's down now, so we're heading out there. And Jake's actually off-classing his Pyro off of Demo Man. But he doesn't have his loadout, so he's disappointed he didn't have flare gun. But also you could see there was that sticky at his feet that he didn't shoot. And I think I was communicating for him to shoot him, and then he shot that second one. But the first one, he didn't shoot it, and then I ran out. The demo man obviously was keeping tabs on it, blew it up, and took him down to 20 health, which was unfortunate. So we got a back cap going on that hopefully somebody's calming that they can stop it. I popped the crits on Sting because we're working this choke point. He gets 1 kill, and then launches a second nice one over the top and takes out the medic and the sniper. So we lost that back cap, and I spaced out a little bit here because I thought we still had the middle. We lost that back cap, and I'm just hanging out because I thought we were going to be capping this. And Sting actually fell back as well. If he hadn't, we could have spawn camped a little bit. But at the same time, it's not his fault. I should have fallen back with him. Definitely the medic's all about knowing where your team is at and moving with them. And that's obviously where the communication comes in as well. If your team is not telling you where they are, if they're not calling for medic, if you're totally lost, it's just not going to work well. The team is not going to be able to coordinate together. Here I'm trying to switch to the medigun, but it was being a little pain in the ass. But now I'm up, I'm reconnected with Mackey, and we're heading out. As you see, I get the scout a quick buff right before he gets out of range. That's always huge too. The scouts can outrun you, so if you spawn with the scout, try to get them up to 185 as soon as you can. That extra 60 health is huge. I mean, for every single class when you buff them, you're giving them an extra 50% of their health. With the scouts being the most vulnerable class, only 125, that extra 60 health is just so huge. Really helps their survivability. So Mackey did a good job of getting out there, and as I rotated around the safe side of this, and we're just posting up a little bit. We're pretty close to our Uber charge at 80%. So yeah, we're just kind of holding up on this point. Sting's a little far away. I want to go buff him, but he actually goes to get the health pack instead of coming towards me, which again is alright, but now I'm running over to buff him up. And Mackey's a smart soldier here. He saw that I disconnected from him, so he doesn't get too aggressive. That's the other thing of playing with a medic is, oh yeah, and I dropped his sticky trap. I probably should have popped earlier there, but their team was also so far back, and Mackey was focused. He was by himself, so he was focused on the other team, and he wasn't checking for traps. But anyways, getting back to a little pocket soldier discussion. The pocket soldiers, should also be mindful of when the heals stop. If you notice that you are no longer getting heals, that means your medic's not with you, and you should push forward and be aggressive. And sometimes players are good at that, and then sometimes players, start to move in, and then they're like, "What happened? Where'd you go?" And it's like, "Well, man, if I stopped healing you, that means I needed to do something else. Like I would have moved with you if I could have." But they Ubered in, and the demo man's trying to sticky me off, so I just decided to switch points. I'm getting crazy here because we're getting desperate. Whip out the Uber soft for a second. End up kind of like teasing the other demo man into a needle fight of a bit. They get a lot of players on the point, and I'm just hoping that my team holds everybody off. We got a Pyro going on, and we got Waz, but he ends up getting owned by Enigma. Enigma tearing shit up, and him and I think there's a soldier. No, it looks like the demo man end up capping it. So I skipped forward a little bit because that next round was a little boring. You see, we've already pushed forward. We captured 2, and then once again we get another pretty slick back cap. So we're fighting back from a 3-1 deficit, so it's 3-2 now. I'm healing Sting up all the way. He also switched classes, and now Jake is the other soldier. We get not quite the best rollout here. Sting was a little slow. I get a good heals on Mackey. I think Jake, yeah, Jake was trying to do an equalizer rollout but messed it up a little bit because he didn't have the equalizer issues with the items. But we're doing good. We already have pretty good presence on the middle, and this fight's already going our way. They're kind of backed up by the choke, but both of their scouts come up on me, and I get caught on that pole a little bit, so it kind of just stuck me in place, and they just tear me up. But in the meantime, looks like Spades is doing a little bit of work. Kills the medic, but that's about it. We're still 4 up, so hopefully our team, you know, I guess we were pretty banged up, so we don't get out there. We don't hold the middle, but that's all right. Mackey's on the direct hit, which you don't see very often because it's pretty terrible. You know, like, you just can't Kritzkrieg with it, and it's also, you know, not very good for pockets to use. I can't remember if we'll see, you know, a key example of why you shouldn't run the direct hit, but yeah, you know, it mixes things up. It keeps people on their toes, but it's just harder to hit people, and you don't have the splash damage. So the slower moving rockets are worth it. So we're just playing a little defensively here. As long as you got a decent eye on choke, you can stay pretty close to it. Although at the same time, we don't really have a whole huge presence here. So we are actually like a little vulnerable. It's a little bit nicer to have the demo man on point on the choke, and, you know, have your roaming soldier with the scout watching the tunnel area. So we're pretty together here now, and we have the Uber. So trying to get everybody together to push in. I get Sting all the way buffed, but Mackey kind of hurt himself a little bit. Now we're trying to move in. Still know there's that scout over on the side. I'd called that out, and it looks like my team's getting on top of him, and we kill him. I jumped down here. I thought my team was a little bit more hurt than they were. I probably should have just stayed up top, but now working up top here, picking up Waz as he was pretty injured. We had maybe a quick technical difficulties there. I'll probably just cut that out in the editing. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, we're just capturing the middle here. We have the Uber, so it's looking well. Anytime you capture the middle and you still have the Uber, you're usually going to be in pretty good position to attack the second point, as the opposing team probably won't, you know, you don't really want to use the Uber defending the choke point, because then the other team will just fall back and then push in with their Uber. So the blue team just decided to back up all the way, and my team's still getting some frags, so we're just trying to get together before we move here. I'm going to move in with Jake here from the top, calling out to my team that we're going in as well. Probably could have popped just a second earlier since we did take some damage from those stickies. Switching the Uber around a little bit, saving some people from some shotgun blasts, and getting on the point, ×6, capping it quick. So good round for us. We're tied 3-3 now. And yeah, again, you know, just watching the rollout. I get Sting healed up all the way, buff the scouts up real quick before they get out of there, and then again switch over to the soldiers. Yeah, this one we're a little bit slow on our rollout with the soldiers since Jake didn't have the equalizer equipped, but moving forward. Now you see Mackey's climbing the left side. I was a little slow getting there, but now I'm coming out trying to save Jake. He was way lit, kind of maybe not the best moves by me, but then I whip the needles out because I know I'm the only one down there, and get a nice kill on Dr. Malpractice, and thankfully get some help from my team because I was not killing that demo man. But I'm up to half health. Come over, get the bottle. You know, taking care of yourself is most important. Their medic comes out super aggressive, just trying to stop the cap. Does really good damage to Mackey, but doesn't kill him, so I heal him up, and we're good to go. So we got the Uber up, their medic's down. There should be an easy roll of the second point, and we'll see what happens going in. And we had a scout come up from behind. I got lit pretty good. Somebody not watching our flanks very well. I did not realize he was there. I get over to Sting to save him just in time, but I'm still really lit myself. I just want to get on the point and help speed that cap up, but also since the scout was taken care of behind, I back up a little bit to get Jake. Jake's playing more of the pocket right now since Mackey's still on the direct hit, and thankfully I get that med kit, otherwise I would have gotten taken out by that splash damage. And we got Spades just being aggressive, trying to pressure the point already. And I'm just, you know, hiding back, just trying to make sure I don't get damaged by anybody. I transition up the stairs. Both my soldiers were still down low. I was trying to get the demo to help him. but unfortunately, nobody was really covering me in that sense. That's an important thing with the soldiers got to move with their medics. That one really wasn't anybody's fault. I mean, maybe I was too aggressive trying to get up to Sting. I'm pretty aggressive about running away from my soldiers to heal other members of my team. So just try to get everybody as buffed as possible. But also an issue of playing with a medic is making sure that you get to your medic's healing range. If you're hanging out far away from your medic and you're calling for medic and just staring at him from across the way, you're assuming that your medic's going to run to you, and you're assuming that that's going to be a safe positional change to make. But sometimes you end up luring your medic to your death. Not saying that's what Sting did there, but just sometimes that happens. This is an older version of Gullywash that we're playing right now. Gullywash Imp 3, IMP3 is the newest version, but it hasn't really been universally implemented. I don't know why. Some of the places need to fix their rotation. So Sting was putting those stickies up in that little trick spot right by the stairway railing, kind of right where my crosshair was. You can't see them. I don't even know if they're still there, but you can kind of hide stickies right in that spot. So we're all healed up. I got all of my heavy assault classes healed up. Switch over, buff the scout real quick, but make sure I stay on Mackey in case I need to Uber him soon. We're going in slow. I finally Uber, although I didn't even really need to. And the rest of our team was still behind us. They popped their Uber just to block the point. One thing that you can do is you can drop your Uber to start capturing points, which is a good strategical move. I felt like it was going to be a little risky when I was doing it back there. I was actually just trying to psych them out that I was going to do that. But pretty much that whole attack just failed. We didn't have very good coordination. I mean, I came in with Mackey, and if we had other people with us, we would have been okay. Thankfully, get a nice kill on Enigma, and I give him a Yao as well, which is my obnoxious bind, and Sting also lets Enigma know that he just got shit on. So, Enigma's a good guy, and I was lucky to get that needle kill before he batted me to death. But anyways, healing my guys up pretty good. Sting's at like half health. I want to make sure he's safe though. But he's taking good damage. Hitting up Jake real quick just since he's on the front line so he can put the pressure on. I know Sting's behind me. I'm going to come back to him. A lot of healing going on. Getting a little dyslexic for a second there. Really having to switch the heals around quite a bit just to make sure that everybody's okay. Actually get a little bit of a body block in there. That's a very important part of Ubering as a medic, to realize that you can block the other team with your positioning. And Enigma's down low here. I'm pre-firing some needles again, but my team actually is doing a pretty good job of chasing him down. And I maybe get a little crazy jumping down to make sure to heal Waz, but I wanted to make sure he was overhealed since Enigma's a beast scout. I didn't want him to die. So I'm doing a pretty good job of with dodging there and dragging Dr. Malpractice in. And Spades coming up big. Gets a double backstab on the medic and the sniper. That's who it was. But unfortunately, I got taken out by some stickies, and Boobs ends up getting a double kill on himself. Yeah, Jake doing work with Pyro. Pyro is such a tough class to play competitively. I mean, you hear it a lot of times with people who are used to pub servers, where the Pyro is a very strong class. And people like playing Pyro in the pub casual servers, and then they say, where's the Pyro in competitive play? Where's the Pyro? It's like the Pyro is a class that, it excels when people are grouped together, and it excels when there's large numbers and when there's other people there who can act as distractions. And the Pyro just really works great when there's a lot of people around, And if you can ambush a group of players and kill 2 players before you die, that works out pretty well. But in the competitive game, if you're a Pyro, it's like teams are generally more aware than in the public servers. That's partially because there's players have more experience, or they're communicating more, or it's just because it's a smaller environment. You have less things to keep track of. Anyways, while I was rambling about the pub servers, I was way too far out of that choke point, and you know, we just got overran and steamrolled. So definitely, you know, mispositioning, not just by me, but also just by our team as a whole. Obviously, you know, I'm supposed to be leading the team, so I could have told all of us to fall back. Anyways, finishing that point on the Pyro real quick. In a 6v6 situation, if a Pyro ambushes and gets 1 kill and dies, even then, that's, you know, it's only really helpful if he kills the medic. But a lot of times, since teams are more aware, you know, the Pyro will be detected before he even gets a kill. Again, risky stuff by me right there. I was lucky to get away with half health. I jumped down here to get this health pack. Mackey does a good job just hanging out and not exposing himself to any extra damage while he's still getting healed up. And now actually we're able to push him off too a little bit, but we need to capture the point. They popped their Uber a little early. I'm just trying to make sure I stay alive. Sting didn't really fall back into the doors with me, so I'm pretty vulnerable at 93%. Just looking for somebody to heal. Excuse me. Waz finds me, and I have his Uber. I want to use it. We find both their scouts. I do use it. There's their medic, and I'm just hoping that our scout can get on them. And we actually are pretty lucky in taking out Donut Man. They got a scout on the point. My team does a good job of jumping on that point. That point on Gullywash is danger. It can get capped really quickly. So I'm just trying to push back out again. Demo Man's out here. He actually scores some sick pipes, and I congratulate him. Nice pipes, because he popped me up in the air and then just tagged me with another one. So not much you can do against that. GG. So our team's pushing out, but we still, you know, our last point is vulnerable. Jake's back there with a dispenser and a teleporter. It's pretty much me and him. Spades is over here as well. And just trying to hang back and be cautious. Yeah, that pretty much failed. Spades, if he had had it, he was trying to like explode his, or sorry, it was Jake who was the engineer. He had those engineer and dispenser up so he could destroy him as soon as somebody rocked by, but obviously missed his opportunity with the quick cap there. So we're down 4-3, and this is first to 5, and there is usually a time limit on these PUG.NA games, although if you were paying close attention you saw that it was extended in the little chat logs. Shout out to Sync, who's the head coder for TF2 PUG.NA and the man behind it all, and Appleplexy Industries, who is their server sponsor. So I've taken a lot of damage, 26 health, so right now I'm just trying to hang back. I let my team know that I'm on the bottom area, and I was trying to wiggle my way up these stairwells so I could get this health pack. Didn't do it as smoothly as I could have, but I'm back up here, everybody's safe, and I get the crit over heals on Mackey, so we're ready to roll out again. Also with the Uber, so we're in pretty good position here, and Mackey took a lot of damage there, but you know, he stayed alive, and as long as you stay alive, that's what matters there. So again, talking about, you know, the relationship with the pocket soldier, I had him buffed up and then I just ditched him, so he should have known that he was going solo, going forward, as I doubled back to get the other soldier and the demo man. Now, you know, pocket and roamer are the two roles for the soldiers, you know, where the roamer gets away more and the pocket stays close to the medic. But those roles are definitely interchangeable, and you know, if your pocket is close to you and has a full buff and your roamer is coming up from spawn, the pocket should definitely go into roamer mode for a second and get out there and get aggressive. They do a pretty good job of switching Ubers here. I get Jake, and I'm just trying to absorb some damage from everybody else. I figured that they were going to switch over to damaging that scout, so I get on the scout, and that works out pretty well for us. So 4-4, and it's down to a final round. So I hope you guys have had fun watching this. And that, you know, all those aspiring medics out there have learned something. Medic is definitely a difficult position to play. I find it fun. I like it too because I don't get a lot of opportunities to practice my deathmatch, so I don't have to deathmatch as hard playing medic. And I just need to play more matches, so hopefully I get some more good footage of you guys of soldier matches or other things. I also really want to do a Scottish Resistance demo video, just so I can show Valve how ineffective the Scottish Resistance is in these comp games, mainly because of sticky jumping. I love that weapon. I wish I could use it in competitive play, but it's just not effective. So we got a nice steamroll on middle here. We'll probably get a nice steamroll on the second point as well. So everybody who's stuck with this video for so long, thanks for watching. You know, it is 4-4, and we're in a good position to cap this last point. So probably we'll be wrapping up soon. A lot of, you know, more improvements coming to eXtv. I was really busy this last week, so we got that game station stuff lined away, and then I just haven't had the time to make a whole lot of videos. But you know, don't worry, we're here for the long run, definitely. And just going to be more and more TF2 content coming out. So, you know, hit up our website, let us know what you guys like, what you guys don't like, what you want to see more of. And also, you know, if you're a videographer interested in working with us and expanding the coverage of the TF2 scene, holler at us. So I come in here, I popped the Uber a little early because I saw that Sting was low on health, and I really did not want him to die because I wanted to get this match over with. I mean, that's really what was going through my mind right now. I'm lucky to find Jake right when he was getting attacked, so I get the heals on him and he stays alive. Mackey switched over to Pyro. He loves to off-class. I'm just trying to buff everybody up, and we're going to keep the pressure up and you know, try to go in here, keep the pressure up before we get the Uber, but also just trying to build. Definitely Medic's all about seeing who's the most injured and needs the heals the most and getting to them. Since Sting's already fallen back, I switch over to Mackey, and we get another back cap by Waz and win the game. So Waz with 3 huge back caps, and that seals the deal. So showing off a little bit of the scout action there right now. So anyways, I'm just going to wrap it up from here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the sounds of my new microphone. Whoop-de-whoop. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching as always, guys. Peace out. Much love.